Daniel, you're wearing a hoodie and it was like 92 degrees here in Houston today. Is it because it's cold in your house?
Well, it's Seth said what after hours. So that's the
That's true.
primary reason is that like basically this is PJs. So just keeping it real. But also it is true that uh fall is in the air in Tennessee, and maybe even more exciting than that, this weekend is the debut of the PSL at Starbucks.
Wait, I thought it was already out. I've seen people talking about how they're like they've already gotten their
I
PSLs.
may be a day or two late. It may have been like Wednesday. It may have been like yesterday.
All the
But
basic white girls have already been posting about their
well,
PSLs.
I'm jealous because this basic white girl cannot wait to get his hands on a PSL. Pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks is the best time of year is we're getting there when it comes to yeah. So
That's awesome. Yeah, we're both wearing green today.
yeah, it's that Seth said what after hours just pulls us out of our usual black mode. And
Mm,
you know
into green.
we were just talking about how this one's a little long, but it's good. So
Okay, let's do
you
it.
wanna do
I'll
it?
read half and then hand it over to you.
Bring it. Sounds great.
Title is For People Who Don't Care That Much. If someone snuck into my closet and switched out one brand of sneakers for a similar model from another company, it wouldn't bother me much. Popular cars like the Camry, the Civic, and the Elantra don't have raving fans the way the Mini or the Rivian do. Go to the rental car counter and take what's on offer. Popular products and services succeed because they're normal, reliable, convenient, cheap, or simply incumbents. If someone expected to stay at the Hyatt but finds themselves at the Marriott, it's probably not a big deal to them because both brands have worked hard to find themselves in the center, sanding off idiosyncrasies and inconveniences to get there. And thus, the fork in the road. If you're building something remarkable, memorable, and important, you're simply not going to appeal to the masses for precisely those reasons.
This isn't about being the most expensive. It's a different sort of elitism. The elitism consumers choose. The decision to invest time in learning about the options, caring about the small differences, and feeling confident enough to develop an opinion. Sure, some people care about Budweiser or Coke, but that's not what those brands stand for. If you want to build a mass brand, invest in convenience and normalcy. And if you want to be particular, memorable, and worth what it takes for fans to be loyal and committed, don't chase the people who don't care that much. Either you make something that costs more and is worth more than it costs, or you chase convenience, ubiquity, and low price. This might not be for you is a fine slogan.
Your sweatshirt is an example of that.
Hey, you calling out? This is a Lululemon branded
Oh, never
sweatshirt.
mind. I thought that was
Oh,
somebody else. I thought that was the sweatshirt in Colorado that you like.
oh,
That
it
that
is similar. Oh, but what a great. Ooh, that's actually like a really great. So you thought this was a brand called Melon, which for those of you who, if that rings a bell, you know the treasure that a Melanzana hoodie is. For those of you who haven't heard that brand name, um, it's a fascinating brand that is a little store in. I'm trying to remember the name of the little town you visited. What was it? It's in Colorado, up in the hills or up in the mountains, and it's the one place that you can buy a melanzana. They do not do online sales. They don't have like secondary. What's the right word with
Leadville or
Leadville? Yeah,
Leadville. I don't know.
Leadville, Colorado. They don't have
Oh,
like a distribution model.
recently they've recently expanded to include a factory in Alamosa, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Another bustling metropolis, Alamosa, wherever that is. But the point is, they're like a destination product. What's really fascinating is that they don't. Maybe this is like something to figure out how this fits. They don't cost very much. So like this is a Lululemon hoodie with a similar technology um, in how it's woven together, the fabric. But this hoodie is easily 2 times as expensive as a Melon Zana hoodie, which is really fascinating because in the secondary, like on eBay or a Poshmark or second, hand sale, a Melon Zana hoodie would go for maybe the same price as a Lululemon hoodie or even more, like into the 150, like $150 category when it's, I think like a $50 to $70 hoodie
Mhm.
retail. Really
But it costs
fascinating.
a lot to get there, though. Like it does,
It
the barrier to entry is very high.
That's right.
So that costs.
And you stand in line. The culture of it's so cool too. Just to talk about, like you stand in line to like at opening, and they only make so many a day. The only thing online they have typically is like a progress bar to tell how many are sold or how many are available. It's such a fascinating business. Um,
Mhm.
but the reason I told you earlier, Holly, that this is a good one is that I think about the marketing funnel, the traditional marketing funnel,
Mhm.
and how a lot of people I think they want their product to be for everyone, and when your product
Mhm.
is for everyone, it's for no one. That's like the kind of the secret that it's a part of this, like the Seth Godin philosophy. And so this might not be for you is a fine slogan because I've always tried to figure out what the addition to the funnel is, and I think I've tried to describe it before as like really the funnel has like holes in it like a colander on
Mhm.
purpose so that those who are not the ones that will buy your product, they will fall out. And the sooner the better because you spend money to get people's attention and to keep their attention throughout your marketing and your ads. And if they're not going to end up purchasing or whatever the value exchange is, you want them out of your funnel as soon as possible so you don't waste those precious dollars. So I heard someone one time, and context is everything, and I'm going to strip it of some context, but a person once was expressing frustration with the typical marketing funnel and saying, but it's exclusionary. And my response was, and that's the design of the
Yeah.
marketing. That's the beauty of it. And if you're an organization, a nonprofit organization especially, who wants to do good work in the world and wants to like see flourishing across many different types of people, this is a real struggle because they want their service or their product to benefit the whole world, right? Like especially a nonprofit, we just
Mhm.
want to hug the whole world and make everything better. But a particular product will thrive and will like meet people where they are better if it's designed for a specific, we always talk about persona or target customer, and then you can go and design a different product to match those who didn't fit this funnel and were excluded on purpose. Go build a different product to meet those people where they are, and you'll find that it will be less of a thin offering across the board, and you'll find more depth in those individual products. So that's where my
Mhm.
mind went. But the funnel's exclusionary, and then precisely and by design. So this is something worth wrestling with. I think especially if you're building a product or you have some offering like a nonprofit, a service or something, especially at scale, because I think
Mhm.
scale makes us think we can reach everyone. It's like actually you can reach the person you're trying to reach, more of those people even better.
Mhm.
So there's a bunch there. What are you taking from that or from
Mhm.
the blog?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you nailed it. I think the colander is a great example of why the funnel is so helpful because people can fall out who aren't qualified, and we'd rather have five qualified people at the bottom than 50 non-qualified people who are never gonna spend money with us. So yeah, I'm getting ready to launch this podcast called Get Mom Ready. And we were all brainstorming today. We were going to record an episode today, but we've been going back and forth. There's four of us, four moms, four stages, one mission. And our current like tagline is keeping you grounded while you raise your kids.
Nice.
But two of the moms have of the four of us have really been pushing to like, but who is our target audience? And I've actually, as someone who has led workshops on this topic, I'm kind of like, I feel like I know who it is, but I don't really know how to articulate it. And so we were going round and round and round about this today of like, what are we offering that's different than what's out there? Why would people want to listen to this?
Mm.
And it's so hard. It takes a lot of mental energy on the front end. And I think it's both and. Like I think like I'm kind of pushing us to like, but let's just start and then we'll see kind of who is the person who ends up landing with us. But at the same time, if we're too broad, because like there are moms who this isn't really going to be for. They won't be able to relate to the four of us. Um, and so trying to get clear on that. And so, yeah, we just had like an hour and a half conversation about this exact topic earlier
Nice.
today.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's cool too that, like, again, this last line is where it's all comes down to this might not be for you as a fine slogan. I think there's actually a lot of power. And even say the title of the podcast again.
Get mom ready.
Get mom ready. So I think even in 3 words, that's 3 words, right? It's
Three
late.
words. Yeah.
It's getting late. 3 words. Moms, not dads. Okay, so separate. Um, get mom ready, meaning maybe I don't feel ready, like for whatever's
Mhm.
coming. So there's going to be some self-selecting out, like those who maybe feel like, I mean, I got to figure it out. I don't know. I'm trying to just,
Yeah.
and then there's something that insinuates like a youthfulness to that. Like I would imagine that an older mom may not self qualify or self select to say like, well, I'm not getting ready. I've kind of closed the chapter on I have adult children or whatever. So
Mhm.
you already have broad swaths of demographics that can self select out. And my point of saying all that,
Mhm.
this might not be for you as a fine slogan. I think this is not for me is also really powerful if you design your product, your slogans, your color palette, where you're distributing your product, to where people self select out. And you're not the one saying, well, this might not be for you. But in every choice you make, it helps others to go, how I'm seeing that, but actually that's not for me. So we joked and we talked about the designer bag. Like that's a
Yeah.
store that you'll see in the window that'll attract a lot of a certain kind of person, and you're gonna go, that's not for me, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
go to the next store. So anyway, I like the double sidedness of that. This might not be for you, and hey, that's not for me. Both are
Mm.
powerful.
So true. Yeah. And the courage to be able to say, I mean, we kind of talked about this before, but on the other side of that, where it's like the courage to also say when clients come your way or customers come your way that aren't a good fit, like we would wrestle this at the software company where I was, where there were, be like, oh man, we lost a customer. And then it's like, you know what though? Like, is it worth the time and energy to try to chase that customer when they probably weren't the right fit in the first place?
Yeah.
And so being really clear up front on who the right customer is so you don't waste all that time and energy and money on the back end trying to save that customer.
Yeah.
So it's good stuff. Good reminder. Very
Yeah.
good reminder. Well, thanks for doing our midnight. I guess not really midnight.
It's
It's 9 o'clock
not.
here, 10 o'clock your time, but we did it.
Yeah, we did
Man,
it.
just
This.
been, I've been exhausted this week. My calendar has been packed, and I am grateful for the holiday coming up, and I am grateful for September. Feels like a
Yeah.
good see you later, summer. I'm ready for fall.
Yeah, and it's been a challenging week, but
Yeah.
the exploration of a daily podcast continues. We're still going. So
We're doing it.
thanks for
All right.
listening.
Oh, yeah.
SethSaidWhat.com. Drop comments. Let us know what you think.
JWH gave us a comment. Thank you, Dad, grand dude.
That's right.
Mm.
And
Seth said what.com.
that's
Seth
right.
said what?
Love it. I love how
Good
consistent
night.
you are. All right. Good night, sister.